ya, ta zamana ne tashi dele, ane zama ne zubo dewa da ane semba shibo jari kurewa yesi sheyi.
Just to begin by greeting and tashi delek to everyone, and I hope you all are well physically and mentally.
ane rewa yesi ngene kare isi na nga zoti ta tisu neyaw diki chene ne ta nga zusala di neba te mora mondo diki yorwa di chene ne ma mumboji ne sentre da ho da dika rede yore di za ta nga zulo ina ya desichi chi zulo ina desichi a chi ya polo ju che nyole chi ge jire di za ane semba tani yemba te kala ne legende la supa gone ne desichi
So as you all know, we are still living in this under this COVID, pandemic, and so there is as an effect of that is there are a lot of people who have been greatly, sufferings and facing all sort of problems. So, I'm just assuming that those of you who have gained some knowledge of the dharmas and then to apply this your knowledge to how to dealing with these very difficult and unpredictable situations, and so if we by applying the Dharma knowledge, then as we know, we can at least as a Dharma practitioners, so is in a very good position to at least to overcome or to minimize the sufferings, it's a detrimental effect that this situation has it on our mental and on our emotional levels.
Ane da ngazo kanga ga ni tsawilama, ane chinzo ga ni ge shin jimu gishe to ga da ngazo la chisu mata ne. Newa digi chene da chisu mata ne da jirimbochi chimarwa. Tenaji ni chanzo ga de momombochi ga ni je mata ne jirimondo ejire. Tenza ni tanda ni koran ni dewu tsumbores ngumana ji chene ni dewu tsumbores ni lo dewu chene shuru chi se tani shuyi.
And the pandemic, of course, also had a effect on our teaching programs at the Tara Institutes, and so we haven't had teaching from the resident teachers, most venerable Geshe Lobsang, for a very long time, and a lot of you even have had an opportunity to meet the Geshe-la, and as well as to have any meeting with your other Dhamma friends, and so there are a lot of, in so many ways, this is affecting our life and what we can do, what we can't do, and all that's going on, and so in this, under this situation, so all I could say is that our most venerable Geshe Lobsang is at the moment, his health is quite good, so that's good for all of us to know that.
Ane ya Geshe la ya chirang zulun jende da, ane mantane ni maso nongchi ga, ngoto che ga ni dewa yores, jeza chirang zulun jende yores, tenza ni ngaso nyo nyata, ane te tune ni chi ga nyole sekarwa da, Geshe sala pirishita ya ga, 아니 다 맞아 관계 거네. 명무자들 개치 모르겠어.
So under this circumstance, there's one thing that we all can do and we should do is that because we all want to hear the direct teaching from the Venerable Geshe Dorje, very soon, and so we should all we should make a prayer that this that he give the teachings, he be able to give the teaching as soon as possible.
Tani Geshe Lobsang Geshe Chitrat Maha Bodhichitta Tawaina ne ta ngindne Geshe wala Geshe la Dorje 가르치는 Geshe 그런 공시와 녀녀부터네 시고요레스 녀녀부터네 아니 제정안에 땅가 저대 논의 자신주대 마디 시에되고요레 대인자네 땅가 말에다 저런수 지체지레스 Geshe 아니 드니레스로
Yes. So I don't need to go over the inland about because you all know a lot more and also have been close to the to Venerable Geshe Dorje for many years, and so the benefits that you have been and you will derive from hearing teaching from the most Venerable Geshe Dorje is something I cannot describe, because it's certainly his one word of his is more beneficial than hundreds and hundreds of words from hearing from me, because whatever you hear from the from one Geshe Dorje is all straight from his own realization, his own experience, and that is makes a huge difference in terms of bestowing the benefit to the listeners. Whereas in my case, so a lot of things I'm just teachings from just my own kind of the understanding, so vague understanding of the teachings, and whereas and most of these teachings, what I teach certainly doesn't reflect my experience and the inner realizations of the teachings.
다가 조카스 바바네 지츠 형게지 수면 대칭이 도지 네 시에되고요와 대모다 대칭이 도지 제자 가르르세나 다 가족하면 시에바는 혹시래 이 진리디스거니 슈대 조셔지가 네 니보제대 시고요레스.
Okay, so we have been studying this the Maitreya text here, Ornament for Clear Realizations, and so just once again to refresh our memory that what is the main subject matter of this Ornament for Clear Realization is the eight topics, or the 8 types of inner realizations, and these 8 topics, or inner realizations, so are set as the hidden meaning, or the implicit meaning of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra.
오나 아니 등지응이 보제된 이도 제가 아니 대네 논에 시차와 말해서 아니 다가 등기도 제를 하고 가르치지요 그래서나 아니 다 되기 때문에 대니 가서디 군대가 가서 쉬차버렸어. 데로트는 또 봐시 샤와 좀 규바인세네. 아니 너희 그때인데 니 레라왜 군에 또야 그쳤다. 놀라 때네 아니 다 시동네 슈데레 되어래. 지네 인도네 따와이나 다 아니 umbolasupi rangi tasati tadisala ni tesi tu kawayo 대인자 대칭이 또 제라더니 너희 그때도피 레라위 군에 또야 그쳤다. 니 부제티 레라위 군에 또야 쳤다. 아니 간다. 아니 순게 예세는 시기요 그래서
and this ornament for clear realization text, so there is a one line which is mentions as part of that the outline called the explaining the purpose and connections. So in that line simply says, in order to easily understand the meaning of the sutras. So by saying that, so this kind of the response to our doubt, our caution that if all this the subject matter of, for example, this about the eight clear realization or eight topics are already contained in the sutras or contained in other texts, then why what is the point of the writing commentary to it, writing such as these ornaments? So therefore this is to the whole purpose of composing the ornament for clear realization, and for us the studying these texts is to then so that we can easily understand the meaning of the sutra, so that in another word all the content of the sutras then become very accessible to us.
Ona ni pojete ni teaching to jang kandis shego na ni teaching to jala ni ka jet shego le ganda je ani te jet she za ni pojete tere rega ni re ma ani geshe she pikone ni ani ndewa shego res.
And so the ornament for clear realization so has 8 chapters. So as we know, the each of those 8 chapters then deals with each one of those 8 topics or the 8 inner or clear realizations.
대운다 까동부 까제는 까동부 가르치고서는 까동부가 놓치시고요. 놓치때 제바 간에 권내시고서는 세실라 수비 치적은 권내마 제바시고요.
So the first chapter of the ornament is on the all aspect of knower, or the knower. So the knower of all, exalted knower of all aspects, and the way, the how this chapter, really the elaborate or explain the meaning of this exalted knower of all aspects is by presenting the 10 topics, which the topics which symbolizes or characterize the what is called this omniscient mind, or the exalted knower of all aspects.
당가서 네 가스바바 지금 선데 가와래 되잖아. 세세 카투레 되거래. 대우 단디냐라 세세 좀 오다 예와다. 근데 배다. 근데 전에 도지시 쉬선바래. 대인자 녀레와라다 지도 좀 해거니. 야 보지 거에 비그래와 예스.
So at the moment, we are studying the first one of those 10 topics, or the 10 categories which characterize the knower of all aspects. So that first one is the bodhicittas, or a mind, literally mind generations, which is in Tibetan is a semke, which is sem is mind and ke means generation. So mind generations, and so this and the mind generation so is presented here under like I think there's 5 headings, like the causes or for generating bodhicittas, the meaning of bodhicittas, the divisions, and the benefits of generating bodhicitta, and then the 5th one, which is the how to generate the bodhicitta, I suppose.
Ane ta dine me mahu pala, ta nga tsu dine me manta la. Ne ta nyondo pa tiso shene roho yore, te inza, ne susu charang su gine. Ane te shu jaya ka. Ane rewa chimbo yes, kaya se na, ne nyole ya po shi chewa la, ngenpa to, ane shin kuku resu, ya po shi kuku resu. Ane susu chi shiwi go ne nyos lempa ina, ane nyos lempa te yu ne la kewo chi ta. 야지 소소 시위 거네 젠라지 라바 이나요 아니 파쇼와라 라와데 라와 고체와 드리는 거요 그래서
so I encourage and also assuming that that those of you who are studying, who have joined these teaching programs, so really put as much effort as possible to understand this topic, to fully understand these topics, and so this is a very good, not only a great opportunity for one to develop one's understanding of the dharmas, and but also is an opportunity for one to develop and one's practice as well. So therefore we have to. One should think that how in order to do the practice well, how important it is to have a good understanding, like a firm understanding of the dharmas, and so with the good understanding then of the dharma, then the whatever when you engage in practice, then you will know the whatever you practice, then it will become very effective.
Ante tsegmare ta de yapoji shipi gone shisona ne yapo shisona ne yela ne ta chikhen lena da chikhen malenda kaina ne pa yapo shisona ne tso kangala ne de dunje gone pa la jada tani pa suin to ba yungu yorwa ne tani suine ne ta tso la ne chikhen male chazona ne tsenda do shima chazona ne pe to ba yungu yores. So on top of this, the understanding of the Dharma, will give you a good ground for your own practice. Practicing the Dharmas. On top of that, then it also gives you a good ground for one to be able to teach others, to explain the Dharma to others, whether those others who
believe in this Dharma or not, but the from your side, so you have a good knowledge to authentic knowledge to present the Dharma to them. So.
Ani pena da pumbo senanda ani pesenanda ngazoti pena kusa chunda uji ngazongo kanga ngo singore nin zamali mutsume ga chi kelena malena momboji le mo pentu yore momboji ga gochi yore sarwa ani tzo kanga ani ta nunchi shi kono nyos le loso nondo ki ni yala la yala supa sumi karila tene re mato ni ta kolji ni jadoni buyundani tani shirayo marisra.
So with the knowledge of the knowledge and the practice of dharmas, then how you can be of great the service to large number of peoples. So a perfect example is like you look at His Holiness Dalai Lamas, who's not renowned for his possession of the like the material wealth or any other things. So he's renowned because of the advice and that he gave to others have some benefiting and really touching their heart and their life. And so you will notice that how people who receive the benefit from His Holiness advice, so you find there's a diverse walks of the lives. There are people who actually believer or non-believers, and whether they accept the Buddhism or not, but somehow His Holiness message, his advices and his teachings really touches them, their heart, and has a great benefit to them. So this is all because of why he benefit, his advice benefit others, is because of his knowledge of the Dharma, as well as his experience and his realizations of that knowledge within himself.
Onada mazo tingel shewa noji shonji senti ngo da yewa ta pen la so pot ri chembo ye tingi shonji sente ta nga chu jola ani kande su ko yore sena ni nga zo ti kyen zo tele de yore sta ani se she tsu se sa tene le de yore sa je ngo re de yore sro.
So now to continue with the teaching on Bodhicittas. So last time, we talk about the benefits of generating Bodhicittas, and so the reason for knowing, finding about this benefit of the Bodhicittas. So this is to motivate us to cultivate the Bodhicitta within us, in our mind, and so therefore the next thing is now, if we are now convinced of the benefit, and now if we want it, we are motivated to cultivate the Bodhicittas, then how to cultivate the Bodhicittas.
Tenzata shunju jingawa shunju seshes telayo ne shunju seshes koroche ne seshe seche roa 세시에는 초계 그 주서서네 네 사체 선지권의 마시죠 is.
So now this as to this now how to generate bodhicittas. So there are we will study under these three main headings, subheadings. That is the actual the method of generating bodhicitta, and then the measurement of having the measurement of generations, and then the ritual of maintaining the bodhicittas.
네 동보 세체스 될라니야 주의 류거네 세체스 제도 네 자세치 모셔와리 류라 네 세체스 니스네 세체스 니도 시어레스.
So the first one, which is the method of generating bodhicittas. So there are the two main methods. That is the these are the Atishas, the great Atishas method, and then the Shantideva's method, or the instructions.
다 동보들라니 진짜 명어디네 네 로준서도 니빠들라니 도제 뇨지 거네니 세시 중스들에스와.
So the Atisha, the first one, which is the Atisha's method, or the instruction to generate bodhicittas. So that is really the relating, or that include the the sevenfold causes and effect to generate bodhicittas. Whereas the second method, or the instruction of which come down from Shantidevas, so which is concerning, which relating to the method of exchanging self for others.
하나 드네 또 진짜 명어 던질 군일로 좀 많이 받았다. 진짜 명어 딘데 가르에서게나 동보 마셰바. 아니 트런템바. 아니 트런조와. 아니 용숑바. 아니 니제침보. 로소노도 제트체. 아니 레와 아니 세시체. 아니 대가 디레스.
So let's start with the first method of the sevenfold cause and effects. So what are those sevenfold cause and effects? So which are the recognizing all being as mother, remembering kindness, repaying kindness, and then loving kindness, great compassion, superior intention. So these are the six causes, and then the seventh, which is an effect or the result, which is the bodhicittas.
다 마셰파트 생이 가르치고 그러잖아. 네 이게 몰라도 진짜 비시에tin래. 마이 튼타 자시 츠크점스. 리뷰 존주 사이로 먼저 시에순바 나지가. 대 가르치고 그러잖아. 다 뭐 세치리리고 네 소식은 마치와 될라. 아니 다 동서제 동진비고 다 아니 사차송 지더더제네. 디거 다 르르노지 다 자슈이세나 그저 십박 걸 때지였다. 드니가 자 르르테노지 파 지네 중가자와 이나요. 아니 디 중가텔레 책임 말했다. 텔레죠. 아니 마셰파티가 몽그레스네. 어떤 이승구요레스.
So now the of these sevenfold cause and effect. So let's first. So we focus on the first one, which is recognizing all being as mothers. So here, so there are number of the cautions to tackle. So first, there is one the cause of long the There's a one La.
Inju choka.
La.
Mai tunta jashu tsagzams. Rivi drunju sai long manjarasa. Tajiro mandeshi jajan.
So there's a line from the Nagarjuna's a letter to a friend. So where which says something like, if you count all your mothers, the number of that is to say the number of time that all sentient being, each sentient being has been your mothers, then the text goes, then with juniper berry sized balls of earth, the earth would not be enough. So what it is saying is that, if you pile all the soil, all the ground of the whole, universe, and then out of those whole universe soil, then you make like a little bowl, like of the size of a juniper berry, tiny size. And then what is this line saying is that then if you count the juniper's berry size ball of earth, or earth of the whole universe, then he said if you count that the counting will finish, but however the number of time that each sentient being your mothers, then will go like a countless. It's more than that in a sense.
That tikasala ne tongsan sene chila shiyore tongsa sai dasene. Na tongsa singite karisegir sena tongsa singite ne nze no la zambali da linshi tal zambali la supi linshi da ne lejer ra nyada to chepa changde nge tongro chila tong bo sirwa tene tong bo tende ge tongro chila tong pawas ane tende ge ta tong pawa chewo ne tongro chila ne tong song sene ane tende ge nze lu che ge des che changa ane tende ye che ne se che to che dog ma she pa sha to yi nyong de gong ko sa res
semje reres ke shi wa semje samosi wa
semje reres ko
reres wa. So with regard to that, relating to that, the analogy of that, the making the berry size a bowl of the whole earth. There's actually, it says the whole earth of the three thousands. Yeah, worldly system, okay? So, I mean the three times, three types of 3,000. 3,000 times worldly system, world systems. So, which according to the Abhidhamma koshas, so where or this 3,000 time world system. So is that the first 1,000 is talking about the 1,000 time of this like this our world system, like which has if you take this the southern continent, so which has 4 continents with the Mount Meru you're talking about. So if you multiply that world systems by 1,000 times, so that's the first 1,000, and then multiply that first 1,000 by another 1,000. That's like a middle or the second 1,000, and then you multiply the second by 1,000, so that it's become a third. So this 3,000 times, the world system. So this is what the talking about the number, and then yet the number of times that even each of the sentient beings being one's mother is more than that the number of the ball of the earth of these 3,000 world systems.
제장하다 세제를 빼시네. 다 아니 다 세제 도제를 때 자지야네. 세제 도제. 아니 다 던지 네 종도 냠버가 네 마시 녀와 샤도이 녀 강거 레스르와.
So this is how we think of each and every one of sentient beings. You know how that not only they have been once mother, but think of this incalculable number of times that they have been once mothers. So this is what we have to think about when we say recognizing all being as mother.
아니 트란트엠바데 레스타 디네 니파 트란트엠바텔라 아니 엥게몰르드 시틴레 카르순드세나 레지 잔소 jelelo pai goman twinte tatu sosoyi shewi jisundune khowale dewi ne chemunya ta twinsalo segundu karsegorsena ta mariri gtsane na ni shuji janso jelelo pe go ni goma thongsares tadu yone khowa khol ko dena waina tele muaji dungtugres this is what that ditendote. And
then the next this one, which is remembering kindness. So relating to that, then again in the we find there's a line in a Nagarjuna's letter to a friend, which is saying that each being has drunk more milk than all the 4 oceans, and still with the succeeding samsaric rebirth of ordinary being, there's a much greater amount than that to be drunk. So this is what it's saying is that the kindness that one have received from that each one of the sentient being is such that even an amount of the milk that you have drink from each one, so is more than the 4, it says here, the 4 great oceans. So 4 great oceans, and then not only that, if we still continually continually born in this samsaras, then we will drink even the more than what we have already drunk. We will drink that amount of milk. So this is again to think of we apply to this this extent of kindness that we have received to each and every one of sentient beings.
제상하다 마셰파 마세 아니 마셰레젠다네 덕 대와 dungasane 다 누조니 다 숑바 샤토리 뇽비 네 드리고 광고 해서 레스로와 가자로 마셰파 마세 마셰레젠다 덕 대와 dungasane 아니 다 고말라 수피고 네 전치 숑바 샤토리 손에 누조다 네 고마티 소슈시네로와 아니 다 전침보리 son거 같다.
So of course the how this is what we find here is just an example of the kindness of the each sentient being, in terms of the giving us the milk to give our life. And then of course after giving birth, then each time they serve as our mother, then they also have benefited us, have supported us in whatever way they can, in terms of the giving, in terms of supporting us with the happiness and comfort, and then to reducing, the or getting rid of the sufferings also.
That transoated samba. Ane teo lotin se zenda komi sing risha zomba po lotin sing tirendo zenda kom. Ane dilne kala swing se na nyetang kowe janso kons cheche pas longi no ta lwa ta no yenda. Shenche pipi ngoma shepa de pone kate chitar shena dele chewo mesu ta kala swing yor sena ane susu gni ko ne seje no ne ane koala kodewa. 네 하고진다. 네 수술을 가르침비거다. 드니 세지 좀 하고진다. 아니 소식한테 세제도 돈에 당 수수수 집어지다. 아니 고발레타 아타 못다 따와이나. 아니 델레다 체면 맞이도 못 잡아지 요 말에 해서네. 아니 드니시요 그래서
and with regard to the next cause, which is repaying kindness. So there's a verse, there's a line from the text by Chandra Gomins called "A Letter to Our Disciples," where he says that you can see that those who are close to you are stranded in samsara's oceans, and being subject to birth and death, and the birth and the death, and so on, and and then yet you you see that, and and yet you you are ignorance, you are ignoring them, and as if you don't recognize them. And then furthermore, then to it says that there's no instead of this or despite this seeing the fate of all the other sentient beings in samsara. So despite this, so if you trying to free just yourself, and then there is no greater like a shame than that.
Tanto dana seje to che dewa drachi ene dunga sa vitala begundu je kar se na seje na to che pi ta mariga den dewa drange ji do dunga sa wi nge ga ni te che sha to ren go nyambe ga ni te ni ga gong ko so res. So just so in here, so we have to think on this. That because that all the there's all other sentient beings. So in fact, there's not a single ones who who have been greatly kind to ourselves, and so therefore the the being aware of, being knowing this extent of kindness that that you have received, that we have received from the every sentient beings. So therefore we have to cultivate in ourselves this a thought of freeing them from all the sufferings, and but to place them on the everlasting happiness. Anita Java Yugu Shomare Tisha, Tatane, ni Sejeto Jela Mine, ni ta dog ta Tuche, ni Sejen Totoche, ni Dewa to Trepa, Chichi, Trepa, Shago, Nota, ni Gonko,
and then the next cause is the loving kindness. So and in here, so when we meditate on this loving kindness. So we need to cultivate the a love by generating a thought, that how wonderful if all sentient beings have happiness, and may they have happiness, and may I be a cause for their happiness.
Tantiga ne gomba ina ne pe chimbo yor songdo karisena tingyan tsi jabin dole ne shewa choti tipi shingo na shinto na chewa no mo pome chinye ba shenju no la de tongje bi shombe senji zhongdo chama pe zene karisena ne ta shingo da shewa choti mombo da zhongga shi ge yor wa tantiga no la ne da chewa pot me ba ji tani deji she ba da ne de shewa tongpa chili chewa pot me pa po le ne danda ga di shombe ga senchi gongja wa ina ne diga pe che ga re se ne tani sungu dus ndole.
So with regard to this, the repaying kindness, cultivating loving kindness. So we find a line in the sutra, the King of Concentration Sutra, so which says that the benefits that arise from making offering of various objects, filling the billions of world, constantly to all the supreme beings, will not match the benefit that arise from showing of loving mind towards other beings. So, as said in this sutra, that the benefit that one derived from through showing or through cultivating love towards other beings is such that it is said here is far greater than if you were to make offerings to all the supreme being. It means to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and so on, and to the offering, and then as it says in this sutra that the offering, not just one, but you make it offering continuously. And what you offer, will include the all kind of various offerings, and which as much as that can, such as which can fill the whole the billions of worlds, and as saying that, but yet the benefit that you derive from that is not as great as the benefit you derive by through cultivating loving kindness towards other beings.
Ane da ngawa niji chimbo te ta tadawi tuje ga ne ta senche tongje la mine. Ane dunga tna yo niji ga senche tongje la mine niji nyombi ga ne ta zome ga nyoma ma te pa ta ga gonjire de res.
Okay, then so loving kindness. Then after that, then the next course is cultivating great compassions. So, which is a sense of the empathies that you feel in your heart towards all others all other sentient beings. That how and that you genuinely in the depth of your depth of your heart, wishing them to be free of the sufferings and the cause of the sufferings, and so it is. So we have to keep cultivating, keep developing this the sense of empathy or these compassions for all other beings. So until it arises, it arises within us, spontaneously.
Te 대용 다 좀에 진용화 시에서네 가르치고 그러잖아. 맞죠? 다 논지 시그는 다 맞죠 세면데. 네, 다 니지 좀 마시뱅이라네. 니지 쳔보들 용도 잘다 세제 둥가 세제를 미네. 아니 니그 세제데 둥하철. 아니 뭐도 보도 둥가와도 다 지현절 로메 발라 소페. 아니 둥하서 뭐지 소노토네니 이네 다 니제 원형비가 로시게 그거라고. 아니 니그 tel라니 쪼제제 니제 세고요래. 아니 던지 tel라 아니 좀바지 지 공소나. 다 아니 던지 둥하서 졸라 베제제네 소노토 뭐가 세제 둥가와 통화 디스 론소피 니제 원형비가네. 다 뭐뭐시시 시와시요래서와 던지 tel라니 좀에 뇽하스네 던지 시고요래서.
So so in order to produce the Bodhicitta, so we have to produce the compassions, like uncontrived compassions, or the compassion which arise spontaneously, in a sense, in another word, effortlessly. So, as I just mentioned before, so the compassion is some kind of the feeling that we share with the other beings who are subject to sufferings. That we our sincere thought that may they be free from that sufferings, and so the initially or such compassion, in order for us to actually to feel such compassions, is really depends upon the recognizing the other sentient being as being the subject to sufferings, like the seeing, observing how they are suffering, whether the suffering is due to their illness, or due to the birth or death, due to sudden that their lack of freedoms, or whatever. We have to we only initially such feeling only arise when we remember, when we observe the way the sentient being, other beings are inflicted with sufferings. But otherwise it doesn't, when we don't observe those, that how there are sufferings, how they are inflicted with the sufferings, then it doesn't arise. So initially, as an effect of reflecting or contemplating on the way the sentient beings are suffering or are subject to sufferings, then when the compassion arises, and this compassion is called as the contrived, or the compassion depend on the effort. And then, however, after if we habituate our mind with this compassion, then it can we can develop this compassion then to the point that eventually, then without depending on such the reflections, such reflections on the suffering of the other beings, how other beings are suffering, but simply we see simply by seeing any sentient being, so we can spontaneously this compassion will arise, and this is called as the uncontrived or the spontaneous compassions.
제장아 안에 다 좀에 용어 시스템에 백개침 보여야 돼요. 가르치는 것도 아니 다 조제 가서는 아니 다 이제 공부하시 그러와 이어르데 이나야 아니 좀에 그 용어 마시 그 받아 고서 뒤질라 이제 침보 이해했네. 라고 말해서 쇼주이 생고 집발에서와 쇼주이 생도 졸라 좀에 그 용어 마테나 아니 전주 있어요. 예선에 또 지금 말했어. 그러와.
So the so great compassions or the indications of the arising of great compassion. Great compassion is when this when the compassion arises in our experience, effortlessly or spontaneously. Then we say that then the person has generated a great compassions. But otherwise, if such compassion doesn't arise such effortlessly or spontaneously, then we won't say the person has person possesses this great compassion. So same applied to these to generating bodhicittas. Bodhicittas, we could have a contrived bodhicittas which depend on the effort to arise, and then uncontrived bodhicitta is then not dependent on the effort.
네 다가래다 디고네 로선온도 생기들이 로선온도 대요 네 되네 세제 도제 저거다 전제다 세제 도제 저거 등가 도제 더 지비가 싸워샤고 놈배 네 좀에 녀고 못해 봐도 고해레스.
And then after great compassions, then the next is called of the sevenfold cause and effects is called superior intentions. So which is to have a thought, as an effect, or having cultivated these a great compassions, compassion, and then the superior intention, cultivation of superior intention is a thought, of that the that one would I will free all sentient being from sufferings, and so this such thought that the that I will, in a sense that I single-handedly I would free all being from sufferings. So this then what you call as is a superior intentions.
다 넘바니 제어때 주보 제어때 아니 대체 세제 생기들이 대라니 다 로종 그랬더니 세제도지 둥가 세워도 다 가정만 세워는 오지래 대화대비가 타대 다당할 문제 되네 다 대영에서래서는 주비 수지 그래되죠. 주비 수지 권한도 인자 아니 도기다 세제도지 둥가 세워지다니 주비 수지 공부 더 봐셔고 현배는 도자실
So so after having the cultivated compassion and then great compassion and the superior intentions, so which are, and then we cultivate the bodhicitta. So we find all these are all related. The causes are related one to another, like from compassions, which is a wish of freeing other from sentient beings, and then leads to the superior intentions, where not just you wishing other to be free from suffering, but you take the whole burden or the responsibility of freeing them from suffering all upon yourself, and that's a superior intention. And then with the superior intention, then you meditate. You further think on the fact that how now how to free all being from sentient beings, all other sentient beings. Then you would know that how even though you are very determined, you have a strong determination to free them from suffering, but however you have no capacities to free them from free all being from sufferings. So therefore, in here, so you recognize that only who has such a capacity to free all other being from suffering is a fully enlightened being, like a Buddha. So by understanding, by recognizing that, then you generate a wish to achieve the state of Buddhahood, to benefit other sentient beings. So that is in a sense, that's the meaning of our bodhicittas.
Ta ndeni seje zene jabuta vi seje de ores. Ta dingela ngaso seje tsalane sashere jabuta vi seje de nyambata vi seje da ni shuta vi seje de sashe ores ro. Ani jitsola kolata di nyela ta jitso shuta vi seje do nyambata vi seje de zo ni seje ngine rendu mundu ningi ta tsola ani jewa chi shusene la ji shun spache. So in here, so the way we from the superior intentions, then where we cultivate the bodhicitta, which is a thought, or which is an aspiration to achieve complete enlightenment, to benefit all sentient being. So that is to we cultivate that because we recognize that if when we achieved a complete enlightenment, then we have a capacity. We are we will be able to free all being from sentient from sufferings. So therefore, we cultivate bodhicitta in the sense that we want to achieve complete enlightenment, and then in a sense that we resolved or commit ourselves to achieve Buddhahood, to benefit all sentient beings. So this way of generating bodhicitta is, I think, in the of the three ways of generating bodhicitta, which we discussed early on. So this is the way bodhicitta is called, like the king-like bodhicittas, the way it's bodhicitta generated in here. And so beside that, we learn that there's two other type of bodhicitta, a way of generating bodhicitta, that is the boatman-like bodhicitta and shepherd-like bodhicittas, and then I also at the time also asked you to give a bit of think over this the meaning of this boat-like bodhicitta and shepherd-like bodhicitta. What are they really the correct state of mind or not? Anita kazungmate tuchezo anojire ne shuzutawi seche to nyambatawi seche ni seche inana ane ta konago seche anoji tenla yore yomare sirwa seche senge tela lo tendo tamba lo tendo long yige nge yore go res ane kesi ta long jila ne tani ta seche to jiru dinyo to sunja wo nyambe ga tani ane tani nyongye lo tendo la tani ane ta anza tola ane tani chi le thag yore ve sirwa ane tani chi na kazuk ma ji jewa chi se la bi sirwa.
So with the with the boat-like bodhicittas, then we have a thought of wishing all the other sentient beings and ourselves to achieve the complete enlightenment at the same time. So now, whereas on the other hand, shepherd light, bodhicittas, then which is to, the wishing all the other sentient being to achieve, or place all other sentient being into the enlightenment first, and then want to achieve at the end. So I raise the questions that if these two are really a bodhicittas, but then if they are bodhicitta, then both these such thought must be a correct, can't be a incorrect or a wrong thought, a wrong thought, and so therefore we have to we can't have a bodhicittas which is a state of mind, as a state of mind which perceive or apprehend this object wrongly or incorrectly. So this is something hope you have given a thought and have some
Anita jinde mengo ding gombala nyela ni tunyo gen gong pate ni nyan rogaete ni kechimbo insares.
Now, going back to that sevenfold cause and effect, so now we have to go through, we have to cultivate all those sevenfold cause and effect to produce the bodhicittas, but the prior to that, then it is said that we must also as a prerequisite, or prerequisites, we must meditate on the state of equanimity.
Tenota so ni danda woda ni nyenda woda ani pamege sinche sanla mine ani tapi danda wojil miwati te control on dingi ani nyenda wole te ya gawi rojile go wa ani pamala mi piti ta gawadu ne control ni jale go mare pamatire de ore chesanga ani ta tnigo ani ta dala mi pati control shewati ta control shege jinse karrende nyome ni tel toche zone ne tsende kingala ni ta karse so newa shewala sopi gone ne teche na ne tsaranga malaki ta newa shewa dana newa shewa yurde tsenga ma ngal nyeshe ne tndi so che ko sares.
So we have so prior to those engaging in those sevenfold cause and effect. So we must cultivate the state of equanimity, equanimity in our mind, and that is so. There is by overcoming all or by cultivating even the mental attitudes towards all other sentient beings. So therefore as part of this cultivating this state of equanimity, so we have to look into to overcoming, how to overcoming the attachment. We have a arising of attachment to those who we recognize, who we see as our friend, and whereas for those who we see as our enemies, who we dislikes, then there's animosity or the hatred arise, and whereas for the stranger, so there's neutral, and arise. So 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 with the equanimity, so we have to overcome this, and these partial mental attitudes, and rather we have to develop the same, exactly equal or the even mental attitude to all three of them. And so therefore, in order to overcome this, for example, the animosity or the hatred towards enemies, towards the enemies, so we have to look into why we have, when we observe an enemies, why this the hatred arises in us. So we have to, if you reflect on this, the reason for feeling hatred towards enemies. So the obvious reason is because the enemies have brought us, have caused us harm or suffering on us, or caused us a loss to us. And so the reasons is our remembrance, in a sense, our remembrance our remembrance of these the enemies giving us a harm, and so therefore, in order to now to overcome this, so we need to think of the time that enemy might have benefited us, and so for example, in some, if we go back to some in our past lives, so that's the same person, or in the early part of our life, the same person could be our friend, and who have benefited us, and so therefore, how in this meditation, so how just we remembering the benefits that we have received from that same person, then how this can then interact, counteract this our remembrance of this harming us, and in this way it will also the counteract the hatred.
Tene nyela mi pati cheni sembala ni galonu jilege ores. Ani tela ujinse sonoton. Ani tundi chala ni ta sendila. Ani sikila supi nekajila. Ani peto ujinse tela tene tichige ores. Tichewe ina ta sengamala yo. Ani ta tiga susol drache wate yo. Ani tongji mache wate rede ores. Teta insa ani ta sendiga draina ya. Ani sengamano se nyena. Ani chen di nye no chen kama no su drashi pa ani ta tandi ji re yo de insa ani da nye re pa la de la da re so so ji pi da ni nye la tandi ga ga ya tandi ani me ba ani tsuma ani ji pa na ni semba de to nyo ji ba ani de ta ka ji ke chi mo sa res.
So similarly, the reason why the attachment or we feel close to those who we consider or who we recognize as our friend. So again, it's the reason is because of our remembering of that person, of giving of benefiting us, like in the form of giving us, supporting us with providing food, so clothes, some material aids. So whatever we feel close, we feel attached to that because of the the support or the help that we have received, or we remember to have received from them. So and on the ground of that, we hold them closely in our mind. So now, in order to counteract that, then as we, again, then we need to think of the what about the time that same person have caused harm to us, have caused problem, gave problem to us. So such as if we think about it, so there could be particularly in the context of the past life, many past life, then this same person we consider recognized as a friend would have been our enemies, the countless times, and think about the harm, the extent of harm that that person have caused on us. So in this way, we have to think that in realities that all other sentient beings are really same as being our friends or being our enemies. If they are enemies, they all are our enemies. All friends, they all are our friends. And so in these ways, we're trying to event these the all as friends and as enemies, and so in this way we have to develop, cultivate the state of equanimity.
다 ngato sache nipa ne doji nyoji ne seju stera lejo de den za ta so jewa tina ta ngato momboji ne seje se de zalo ne 강가로 대치다 주나 얘기나 이차되고 그래. 대인자 아니 다 마시에 드레스는 가서 네 도진요제 그 세종화라 아니 마시에도 드레라서 봐. 냐던 로그근도 조그근도 아니 진내 명어가 디네 그 세종화 때라야 도진요제 그거네 세종이 그 현로라 몸보인 로그고요. 와 아니 또 로그근도 되니 제와 가른데 언더니 그 바지 제와 있었다나네 여보여래 서와.
So the next the main method for generating bodhicitta, which is the method of exchanging self self for others, self with others, and so many of you have heard about this teaching on the generating bodhicittas on based on this, both the methods of the sevenfold cause and effect and of the exchanging of self for others, and so it will be good to think on the difference, contemplate on the difference between these two, whether there are any they're totally two completely separate methods, or there are some way they have some common, that for example, to if you apply the method of exchanging self for others, when you apply that, do you have to also apply all these sevenfold cause and effect, all of them, or some, and so for example, do you have to, or you must cultivate the first and second cause, such as the recognizing all being as your mother and remembering the kindness and so forth. These two are necessary, essential for one to apply or to generate bodhicitta through this second method. And at the same time, if you apply that, if you generate the bodhicitta through the sevenfold cause and effects, so even for that, do you have to apply some aspects, some parts of that the method or the instructions which you find as part of the method of exchanging the self with others. So it's good to make these comparisons. Yes.
Anita, Jinemeng Dingan Lojumati Sani, and Dorje Nyojago Sanche Nyandola, Sesha Nyandola Supasuman Roko Yavata. Ani Dorje Nyojago Sejumati, Ani Tajinemeng Dingo Gone, Seju Nyandola Supachasun Roko Yana, Ani Deni Seneni, Sungaya Jinzakare. Roa Sejus Nies in a Sugaya Jinzakare. And it was Java near Boyres. Kesidogo Yena said,
Lao
Kesidogo Yena,
Nika Papo,
Nikalopa, Yendo Chazudogo Yena.
So if the in either method, if the other method have to be, if you have to follow the other method, for example, if for the method of exchanging self for others, so you still have to apply all the like a sevenfold cause and effect, and vice versa. And if that's the case, then of course, then why there's these two method are presented, are separately, and if it's doesn't make sense if you have to cultivate bodhicittas, you have to apply the both methods. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah. A few weeks ago, you mentioned four ways of generating bodhicitta. By somebody seeing the form of the Buddha and thinking, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Or looking at the deeds of the Buddha and thinking, I want to be able to do those deeds.
Yeah.
And then I think the fourth one was about looking at the suffering of other beings, and then these two methods. Exchanging self with others and sevenfold cause and effect.
Yeah.
So, my question is, we always seem to be taught that there's two methods.
Yeah, sevenfold.
Sevenfold cause and effect, exchanging self and others. So, but if you look at the prayers and that, those other methods, they're in the prayers, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Your question?
So the question is, why do we usually get presented that there are two methods?
Yeah.
When there are actually these
more
other
than,
methods, like
yeah.
and are those
that could do sort of the good so ni shag do as the same ke 탑 소나시. 그러와 and the ni 지고 가진 샤 디 많이 탑 먹고 신다 먹고 도 왔어요.
So just further to my real question is, like I know, for instance, one person, Geshe Doga, has instructed to bring a chair and sit in front of the Buddha and just look at the Buddha.
Yeah.
Like I'm asking, is that a method to generate bodhicitta?
Again, Dorje chili, pare the tubangi cool. Ya lunch, ya was yes. So those the changes and chaos.
Really? Te ngazo te terawata. Tell us job tong pena ngazo tong yapojinje tell us so ta kazunguma chuya tere ni ngo temba imbala ni susu lama cherwa tell tene ni karse kare ngazo tinde mengo dinla supomo une sono tonan roerwa. Mato che ko chipola tene segoyo mare. Segoyo mare te kola tene te jittela tene ni jine ni ta doje nyo jeta ane jiji mashi tretela supa kar sono tongena ane sono yone yone te tone shenro yo mato ko chipola tene seji segoyo mare
jutso dingil sha shanda zo mare segoyo sorte tiwaro din sada soro
akarsa
juyo
ta jenro chugro jenro chugre seyina jenro chugro ngaso ti seji chili na jenro chugro wa jenro chugre
they obviously they can serve as a cause, like simply meeting or seeing a Buddha's image or meeting with certain noble beings, and you get so impressed, and then you have some interest you pray, and also you want to become like that person. And then, however, at the end, when you decide to become like that, then you have to go through. That did kind of serve as a condition, like a circumstance, circumstantial conditions for one to have the motivations.
Can I say that would be an aspiration to be a Buddha?
Yeah.
But that's not quite bodhicitta then.
Yeah. Tadila tenejing ha kero china sana de musim chikta res wala ta mesam cheme musim
ta suje ge yeten to so kanga tin hendo shik go wa tni ta indi cheru china suje res tni che wala ne tin hel lord jin rog go ma to che lo chine go me ndra cheru china so so na ba ji chira yo marwa ti che jang tin hendo la chaso ko ana jin rog go res ra jin ko ana jin rowi tine ni teman je de salatni soji ya message na o she chugro
so something have to really trigger our mind to have an interest in finding about the Buddha, Buddha's qualities and all that. So and whatever that is, whether that can be just seeing, walking into Gomba and seeing a Buddha's face, or meetings among us, whoever, and if that motivate one, and so that means that it has served as a cause for one to generate bodhicitta, okay? But however, that is not a complete cause, okay? You still got a long way. You find out it's still a long way to actually to cultivate the bodhicittas. And which for that you need all that, what we are talking about, like 7 focals or exchanging.
Chidon ngason dele wa yin jene ne seshe chugro wa seshe go te inayo ngaso tanda kaspa bi ne seshe ta niji chimu hel tung go singi seshe te mare srwa del che wala some nywa te ko res ro anu te ta ti mino na ji shune te chi zogo yo ro ta te so I mean, it's not a full-fledged or a genuine, a bodhicitta, but when we, involved in some ritual prayers, and then we, say the prayers, and then we kind of, imagine that we have given rise to this body mind. So we can say that is a fabricated, contrived bodhicittas here.
But at the time of the Buddha, there were people that the mere sight of the Buddha, they became bodhisattvas.
Yeah. The Lobsang, you know, Gashe Sumadani, Gashe, the Chanchu Semikea, the Sanking, and the Dorje Mokomaton, the Mogochon, the condition.
That is Misare, so she won Mamma Pocho, Disabotuno, the Rio Resrova, the last Jin in the Chaju Kumare, Tisoinaya, also she won Mamma Pocho Sabotuno, only should you say
those being who who become a bodhisattva, who achieve Buddhahood very quickly, you know, during the time of Buddha, or you know, Geshe saying even is possible even today. So they are exceptions in the sense that because they have a thick predisposition in their mind.
Yeah. And that's the Dorje no not Niswandwa. Gage get to you, get you taparja, Shono Dojina Dradi Sarva. Inaya in Rogi and Menakashi. The name gate in my shaten would sell get to the G dead. Tetsijim Made, Shono gave Zoto Chatuki Zozel, doesn't run right in the Shono Dojin run right in the she had the Tetch. That gave Rosarva Shate, that gave Dejil de. Gave Manzo and Uji, Crotetz Chidisala. And it was all Shono Doji Shezi at the Geshe. So that so she won him Condeum Terwa.
We have stories where there's a one masters, who always who had a direct visions of the Vashapanis, and usually that he have that experience when he sit on that certain posture and then do certain meditations, and then at one time after the master left, the disciple he thought that maybe I should also try that. He did the same thing exactly as the sit at the way master said, and he positioned everything, and it happened to him suddenly. He had a vision, So that's because of the Hesa that already had a dispositions here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,